come from a different background, you know, than what atmosphere or the way things are set up can make how you feel about yourself and how you should behave. Yes, it does have an effect on you. We ought to do it more often, didn't we? Like sort of, and the young people, you know, as well as the middle people and the older people. Yes, it's
so the conversation you had on your table.
Yes.
Do you feel that you learned from one another, or you had things in common ground?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Speaking to Lydia, you know, she sort of explained where she's living, you know, and her area. And obviously having a little baby, and it sort of brings it back to, you know, how when they sleep, you're free for a little while, you know, to do all the things that need to be done and then she says, when they're asleep, she's thinking, perhaps I'll have another one. And then when she wakes up again, no, I don't.
Senior generations, they had 9, 10 children. It was like nothing to them. And how did they manage on that budget?
No idea.
Money and what worked?
No.
They managed though, didn't they?
Children used to come, didn't they? And they had to get on with it, really. But I mean, I think it made women get old very quickly, you know. They didn't have much time to.
And that just overwhelmed me, and I felt like I've delivered. I've made them happy. And that alone is most amazing feeling. You feel like an achievement.
Right.
So when Francis walked in and I saw the smile on your face and you just looked around and you was like, oh wow.
Yes.
She felt special. She felt like something special happened today, didn't you?
Yes.
And then when Francesca walked in as well, it was like, wow. Yes. Everyone that came in was was all dressed up for the occasion and the theme. And that alone, to me, is the most richness from another human being connection that I could make.
Well.
Our seniors,
yes,
our different generations happy in the community.
Yes.
That, to me, is the biggest achievement.
Excellent.
And it's not for no self-gratification or anything. It's from humanity and how I see that with everything's happening in the world.
Yeah.
You know, just having a conversation, sitting down, tea, cake, being, in generations, I feel like each one of the subjects and guests, they were able to have an outcome and actually got to know something from the old senior generation to new generation learning from the seniors and seniors learning from the new generation. Yeah. So that kind of entwining the mix, it really sort of made me feel like it just ran completely for 2 months. So that's actually writing down my budget, which I had a budget, booking volunteers to help, also writing a list of what products I needed. I'm a visionary, I'll say, and a creative. And being a project manager and doing events and projects like this in over 20 years of my career, today it's sort of actually, it's all about community, it's all about combating isolation and loneliness. Because loneliness, you could be whatever age you are and lonely. You could be with a family and you're lonely.
Yeah, sure.
You know, you could be in a relationship and you're lonely.
Sure. Okay.
And I wanted to buy all my products from charity shops. Yeah. Because I wanted to keep it in the charity low cost. Yeah. And it's feeding back into a charity, good causes for our community. So that's what it's all about. Amazon helped. Yeah. Shane helped. Etsy helped. That type of thing. I bought some of them, but hunting for a teapot. Some of the teapots were really expensive, teapot sets.
Yes, they are.
So I also went onto Facebook Marketplace.
Okay.
And then I negotiated the price, and magically I bought a beautiful teapot set. She wanted £40 and I bartered with her and I got it for £25. And I was like, yes,
Bargain.
we still have that bartering experience, you know. Second time I've set a stage. So this is like setting up a theatre stage.
Yeah.
I actually enjoyed that aspect.
Okay.
Because I had the vision and it came to life.
Yes.
And it took about 5 days to prepare the stage, to prepare the theme. I went a little bit over because when I went to certain charity shops, I got excited and I bought other products that was actually nothing to do with this project. I want white gloves. White gloves are important. You know, look, you know, Bridgerton style. And I thought, yeah, my tiara, got to get the necklace, you know. So I thought, yeah, let's just do some bougie now.
Yeah.
And then I'm really into everything being colour coordinated.
Yeah.
So everything in the background is pink and aqua. So, oh gosh, my cakes, the donuts, croissants, all the food had to be colour coordinated on all the compliance, all the pre-production, timeline, campaigning on different social media platforms, also linking and collaborating with others. What I've learned this time round, that collaboration is very important amongst us students and amongst other people as well in the industry.
Yeah.
If you don't collaborate and you don't do that social networking, it's not going to raise your views and raise who you are, and then be seen in the industry, be recognised. I think that's fundamentally important. Also, when I was doing my dissertation and executing it now, that has just showcased, like, wow, this happened. And having 10 attendees come to take, they all attended. It's only 10 were needed, of different generations. It's just proved, even in conversations, and how they've spoke with each other, what they've learned from each other. It just showed me it was a success.
Yeah. But then again,
You need a team of helpers, 100%. Yeah. Sometimes I like to think I could do everything on my own. You do the budget, you do the buy-in, you do the product, you do the visionary, you do the storytelling. Then you have to produce the content, do the editing, and then do the final product and submission. And I am like, I want it to detail. But you know what I said today when volunteers and helpers were coming? This is a creative, curative space.
Yeah.
Do your thing. Whatever you can see that you feel like you want to do, I want you to be part of it. It's not just my vision. Do your vision, showcase it.
Yeah.
That's why, hence, I invited you as well. And I was looking at your work and I thought to myself, you know, this has also been a social networking event as well for females, because we've met other females and learned from them, and you think, my God, I've got some things in common with them. So now we're going to collaborate and we're going to connect.
Yes.
So that's how you raise your profile.
Yes.
As a creator.
Yeah, and I definitely appreciate you inviting me, because definitely the people here that I've met that I wouldn't have met had I not come there.
Yeah.
A nice thing to come to. It was also coordinated and well presented, and it just looked lovely. And I was.
And on your tables, there was different generations, kind of conversations what you having. It felt like it connected the community.
Yeah, we found that 3 of us at various times have worked in Soho.
Oh wow!
And so that was interesting, sort of comparing notes on that. And Frances was telling us about when she used to work in the city for doctor for merchant shippers, and so we were talking about.
And then the big Annika as well.
Yes, yeah, because she used to work in Soho. So yes, so yeah.
So Richard.
Yeah.
Hello. So
And everything. So yeah, it's good.
So did you find when you was having a conversation on your table, you getting to know about different generations or anything interesting that stuck in your mind?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess the Soho connection is the big one. You know, we've both worked in the same industry at different times, so there was that similarity to talk about. Bianca is in a different industry within Soho, so we were all sort of reminiscing of the things we liked that aren't there anymore in Soho. So
Yeah, it's sci-fi.
yeah, so things like Star Trek and so on.
So you dress up like Captain Kirk?
Probably Next Generation, so probably Riker from Next.
Games and things like that.
Oh, right.
I like, and yeah, line dancing and salsa and things like that. Those are fun. And yeah, have a lot of, just having fun with other people. I really enjoy it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. That's been in the diary, and on a very, very hot afternoon. This hall's reasonably, it's quite shady and pleasant. So it's been sit and have a nice conversation with people, and nice food to boot. Lovely, thank you. Thank you. Okay.
It's different from what we've been talking about, but the theme is definitely on brand with Bridgerton. It reminds me of season 1. I can't quite pick specifically which scene, but it reminds me of season 1. But yeah, I've connected with a lot of people. I've just realized that we do similar things. Because she does makeup, but she does mostly, she does films. Yeah, extras and stuff like that. But then I don't do films. I do cosplay for myself.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so kind of similar field. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. Connecting with different people. But yeah.
I think the Bridgerton theme's really been captured well, with the simplicity. The colours are just on point, very soft and gentle, but very regal.
Yeah.
Everybody loves it, and that's reached every single age group that's come today. So I think that was a really good theme. The music's lovely in the background, and the afternoon tea is just lovely. And it's nice because there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
And then the conversation has gone around the table to one lady that's telling me how her life was very hard when she left Syria and came to this country, and now she's really had to prove herself to her family, to work hard and have a child at the same time. And then, as we were just saying, we've got the makeup in common, and we were just getting to that, not speaking English, then the pressure from the family to earn money, to achieve, not just to get by, but to make something of herself.
Exactly. Because she was saying she did accounting, and what was the other thing she did afterwards? Her base degree was accounting, which obviously for someone who's not speaking English, you'd then be learning accounting in a new country, new environment. That's a lot.
What's this lady you're speaking to?
In her 70s.
Yeah. But
I'm 54.
30.
So you're Gen Z.
I'm on the cusp of Gen Z and millennial, so I'm just 95 because Gen Z.
Generation X.
X.
Ball? A ball?
Oh, yeah. A ball.
New people, young and old, so no, really enjoy
You're not old.
So your conversation today, how do you feel what it's about?
I feel happy just to be part of this, meeting people again, and yeah, it's done so very nice. So I'm so pleased to be outside indoors and, just in new company. No, mum and dad were just, workers, and that was it. Mum used to do cleaning, dad was working on the railway. So it just, we saw it on television and that, for what sort of programs, but the answer is probably no.
For the fans, what would you have? Magnets and mash?
Yeah, a lot of stews.
No.
Yeah, mainly stews. Just to go, I'll be 80 next February. Yeah, so, frightening, isn't it? I'm pretty lucky because I'm healthy, because when in the 60s they were talking about you will have a phone in 63, but you'll be able to talk to other people, see their pictures worldwide, and you're thinking, no.
When pigs fly.
They talked about
Yeah.
1963.
Yeah. In 1964, the BBC ran all the positions, they controlled the music, they had an hour of music a week, like pop music, and then all of a sudden the Radio Caroline thing started, ship off shore, all the fancy music, we had the Motown, soul, everything. And everyone was tuned in. At one point, they had 22 million listeners.
It's pirate radio, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's where it all started from.
Yeah. The revolution began.
BBC had full control, and, it was horrible.
But they dominated the whole channel.
Yeah,
BBC Two, which
that's right.
then you had
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I was going around as well when ITV first started. I was in the TV trade, so we were going around on tellies drilling out and putting tuners in so you could change from 1 to 3. Ed's was involved with phones, so he come and work with that where I was working because there's only a small company in Loughton. And then he went on to the phones, and so I've been able to follow the technology all the way through. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So, been lucky. Sorry, am I taking over from you? Sorry.
I think it was really nice. I got to meet different people of all ages, of all walks of life, and I really enjoyed the whole setup. It looks very Bridgerton style. I've come out in a little frock, and
Yeah.
I think we really turned up, so I thought it was fabulous.
It's nice to do something a bit different. It's nice to dress up a little bit.
Yeah,
we don't really get an opportunity to with work and this and that. And it's nice to meet different people and to hear about different life experiences, and we actually have so much in common. It was nice actually. Lord Edwin, I don't know what we're going to call him, Edwin. We had a really nice chat. We actually spoke quite a lot about the football.
As you do.
You know, it's come in different generations, how they name everyone from a different generation. So Eddie is a boomer and I'm a Gen Z. Well, I'm the first year of Gen Z, 1997. So it's just funny how we're just having a chat. We was talking about, you know, things like Woodstock and music, and I love like a bit of rock and roll, and you know, and Ed loves music and he used to be a DJ. So yeah, it was great.
What conversations did you have?
Well, we had a good old conversation about Soho. 3 of us on the table have worked at Soho, so that was interesting. Yeah, and the other lady, she told us how she worked with, and she's with the older generation, and maybe she's a boomer. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But she worked with the Navy, and she said she did some stuff with them, and it sounded really fabulous. Yeah, so that was interesting. And then obviously Richard being a director, speaking with him and working on film sets is really interesting. Yeah.
So do you feel that this theme is appropriate and it sort of makes it more desirable to attend an afternoon tea?
I think it was a really great theme. It's a great idea. It's something different, and it's good to be different, you know. And I think different is good. It's not always good to be with the same, and you get to dress up, which no one really gets to do often. So it was a good.
I think the thing is, you know, I just had a baby 8 months ago, so. And she's a winter baby, so being stuck in the house, you know, I was not going to go out. I didn't want her to catch cold or anything. I did just feel very like boxed in and stuck. But now that the summer's here, stuff like this is really nice because I actually brought my daughter with me. She's a good baby, so thankfully. So this is nice for me because I can get out the house a little bit, you know, and do something fun. And,
definitely.
And I get to dress up and not just look like a mum in pajamas every day.
And I think it helps combat isolation in terms of you have like the younger generation, the older generation. It gets people out the house if there's things going on in the community. And I think it's important to have community, events for the community to be able to come out and you know, get together, have a chat, dress up, have a bit of tea and cakes. It's really nice, really lovely.
It's the options there, isn't it? It's nice that the options there, because a lot of people, there's nothing in their area, and so.
And that's where people can become lonely, sort of loneliness that happens, you know. And I think community-based events are important for the community, and especially people that feel alone, you know, and suffer loneliness. So then they can get involved and meet other people, you know, they get to come and socialise.
Even in seasons in your life, because no one expects someone of my age, you know, I'm in my 20s, no one expects me to be, you're probably feeling lonely and isolated. I have felt lonely and isolated for over a year because of pregnancy and then having baby and everything. So, do you know? So
and your friends are going out sometimes.
My friends are out, or they're working, and so there's no one around.
So this was nice that you could bring your baby to this event.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah, it's
Lovely.
perfect.
All right. So, with all the other projects that you've done before, what would you say is your core memory in terms of this project compared to everything else that you've done?
So with this project, I have planned it better. I've learned all the tools in my pocket from past 2 years added, from the pre-production, from the campaign, from preparing the compliance side of things, budgeting, timeline. Also, I feel more confident and relaxed. And what I liked about this, it actually challenged me to set the stage scene. So I had the vision for the stage scene, and this is how it sort of now has been raised on the platform. And now it's all noticeable, it's all been enhanced and seen by other people, and to detail, everybody noticed every single detail. But also allowing me to let everyone that did attend, who were volunteers, to get creative, be creative, and allow them also to deliver the vision that I wanted to have.
Okay, so would you say within what you did this time, would you in the future potentially scale this up?
Yeah, I would definitely scale this up, different themes, different niche events. I know what team I would have with me as helpers. And obviously, different events take around 2-3 months planning and preparation.
Yeah.
You've got to get the venue right, get the theme right, also buying the products, buy the food, and also having people and guests attend, like guarantees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.